Hey, what's up, people? How you doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to Share a Beer 426. Man, we are back and better than ever. We got a jam-packed show. We should be good today, I think. That part is still questionable. We got a lot for you, whether we're good at it or not, I don't know, but we got a lot. So we are gonna jump right into things right away. We're gonna start out with what we're drinking. And then we've got a bunch of stuff going. We're going to do, if you are absolutely just up to here with Eclipse talk, then after we do our initial what we're drinking, then you should probably tune out because we're going to do a whole crap load on the Eclipse. Okay, so I'll give you the warning when we're going to do that, and then at that point you can definitely jump out. If you want, you could tune out. So we got to get all our Eclipse talk. We've got someone that was definitely in Totality. So I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of dogs, probably some kids named Totality at this point. So hey, Sparky, since you jumped in, my friend, let's start out with you, man. What are you drinking, my friend?
Oh yeah, well that's not a homebrew tonight. This is a Rebel Rouser IPA. It's on this side it's 8.4. Ooh, I'm trying to bad angle. By volume, okay. It's an IPA by Samuel Adams.
Right. Is that one of their big bottles?
You called me. I'm angry now. What up with that?
You what?
You set up your panel before you let it loose. What happened?
You didn't call him, Joe. You didn't call him.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's all good. That's all good. I know how it goes. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
I just see.
So what do you know? I'm curious about that one because Samuel Adams has made many big beers. And they always seem to be a little boozy, a little what I call hot. How is that one?
This one isn't so bad. I mean, it's just an IPA. You don't want to let it warm up like you would your stouts, but yeah, it's all boozy.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that in my beers. Yeah, there's the Rebel Rouser. There's the Rebel. There's one just less than this that's like a 6.2. And then there's the Rebel Rider, which is like a 4.3. They're all about $10 a 6-pack, so I like it a little thicker.
What's the hoppiness to it?
Hell yeah! I gave them to the orphan kids. I'm not sure. It doesn't have any credentials on here. I'm not sure. I am terrible as a reviewer, guys. I'm just not even going to try. It's quite hoppy. It's quite bitter on the back end.
Okay, it's quite
more
hoppy.
so
Okay.
than many of the others.
Okay.
Yeah, they have ones that are less intense and less alcohol filled and quite a bit less boozy. I like these. Yeah, it's this. The one lesser I can think of it. The 6.2 is the Rebel Rider. And then there's there's like the Weekender or something like that. It's like a 4.2.
The Rebel Rouser.
Rouser, yeah.
Rouser. Yes, sir. Right, Rouser. Yes, sir. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
See, hey, Sparky, what do you got? What do you got going there? Do you have a backyard kind of a bar going there? What is that?
Oh, this is my brew area. Let me see this. What y'all seeing? This is my brew area. Over there, it's my front porch. That's a dishwasher over here that cleans bottles.
Your front porch.
That that's the front porch.
Say it again, Cackles. You my dishwasher? Watch this. You like yes? What's that?
There's some bottles in there. I'll clean it up.
Yeah.
That's my dishwasher.
I would.
Don't tease me.
No, that's great.
I'm a home brewer, and I like
It's awesome.
Thank you for showing that. I would go into that if we didn't already have so much time. Trust me, I would dive into that. That
No,
is
it's all
just
good. It's all
dying
good.
for.
Please
We
continue.
will
Please
get back
continue.
into that one of these shows. That's for sure. That's
No,
hilarious.
that's all good.
I love that.
There. That's the HLT. That's what brings the hot water to the mash tun, which is down yonder way. Anyway, yeah, I brew homebrew.
There's someone that based their whole career on you, right? Like who's the guy that based his whole career on Sparky?
Yeah.
His whole comedic career is based on that. Like what's
There's another guy.
Oh, Foxworthy.
Yeah,
Foxworthy? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
There's another guy. He kind of looks like me too. It's I got his name. I just now subbed to him just a couple of days ago. They said, "Oh, you got to check this guy out. He looks just like you." And it's like two guys and some subscribers. They've been doing this for a minute. Hell, I don't know. I forget his name. I can run back the phone right now. So I don't have the powers. Yeah.
Right on.
Anyway.
Well, thank you, Sparky.
Right, don't stop
Appreciate
here.
it.
Who else is in the panel?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bum, what are you drinking, my friend?
I'm also drinking a Sam Adams.
Oh wow.
Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, premiere of the new brand, the new
That's it,
label
man.
design for
New
Oktoberfest.
label, yeah.
Is that your first? You dove in. This is your first Oktoberfest of the season?
No, I had last week. I had the Sierra, I believe.
That's right.
Oh,
yes,
that's
you did.
right.
You did have
Yep.
a-
Yeah. So I'm drinking this. I showed this on the show once before, but that was back when I had a lousy camera. Figured I'd show it again. This is my vintage etched heavy
Yeah, that's a
duty.
nice one.
This thing is a very, very heavy glass mug. I sent away for this probably about probably about 20 years ago. And they still, I've seen in the stores, they sell Sam Adams Oktoberfest steins are in the stores, and but they're made of plastic. They look good, but they're made of plastic. This thing could be used as a weapon, actually.
Yeah, nice. That's like in the style of the German the glasses they carry around at Oktoberfest.
This thing is high quality. I forget how much I paid for it back then, but
yeah, that's a good one.
So.
Yeah, right on. So what do you like it? Is it?
Oh yeah, Sam's
okay.
always been one of my favorite Oktoberfest beers, and remains so.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
I actually, it's one of the few Sams that at this point, that I look forward to coming out every year. Not too many Sams I say, ooh, yeah, this is going to be coming out from Sam again any day now. Anymore with Sam, I still buy them all as they come out, but the excitement's gone. But the Oktoberfest is the one that retains its excitement for me, one of their seasonals.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Ruben, what are you having, my friend?
I am just finishing up my pre-show beer. It's Camp One a Mango from Harpoon.
I believe I've had that. Yeah.
It's a citrus tropical refreshing pale ale with mango. Now, when I smell it, it smells just like a peach iced tea you'd get out of a gas station.
Really?
Yeah, it's super peachy. It's very refreshing. Nice beer. I normally don't go for something like this, but I was spending the weekend on the lake a couple weeks ago, and I said, well, I'll pick that up. So it's very nice. But I just started pouring here a Backwoods Bastard 2016 from Founders.
Cool. That's a good one.
It's their bourbon barrel aged Scotch ale.
Yeah.
So and you aged that a little bit too, huh? How much? Like,
yeah, it's almost a year. It's
okay.
10/2/16. So not quite a year, but almost.
Yeah.
So that's super bourbony still.
What ABV is that? Do you know?
Yeah, that's a big dog. It's 11.2.
Okay, yeah.
Man,
all right.
That's a good one. It's a perfect summer ale.
Perfect summer beer for the hot August day that we have, but it's really nice. It's lost a little bit of carbonation. I just poured that, and there's no head on it really.
So you're getting you getting any of the oak from the barrel or anything like that? What do you?
You get the dryness from the oak on the finish, but it's pretty bourbony. I mean, you get a lot of like vanilla, brown sugar, a little bit of spiciness.
Mm-hmm.
The Scotch ale adds a cool element to it because it adds almost a little bit of smokiness to it. But it's really sweet. I mean, overall, the Scotch ale is a super malty beer, and the sweetness is very nice. So I was glad to break this out of the fridge. I've been waiting to break it out, and I was like, oh, it's a good occasion to do it on Share Beer. So.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate you jumping in there with that one. That's for sure. Hey, we got Mario in there in the chat. He's local here in Arizona, and Thomas. And then my mom, of course, is there.
Hi, Mom.
And we've got a bunch of others that regularly watch the show, man. You know, they keep us on our best behavior, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. My mom watches it all the time.
Yeah, we've got a lot of moms that tune in, man.
Mom approved. It's mom approved.
It's mom approved, man. I was just about to get to Big Bear.
She booted him out.
But he jumped out there.
If
okay.
It's got to be advertiser approved, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, because we've got Neary's mom. Neary doesn't get to jump in as much as his mom watches, and then we've got Andrew's mom that watches, and my mom watches, and we've got Ruben's mom that watches. So yeah, that's definitely mom approved. Okay, we're gonna cover Mark's beer really quick, and then we're gonna get into some detail on this Eclipse. So at this point, if anybody's sick of Eclipse news or talk, then you might as well hop out because we're gonna do a bunch.
I'm gonna do a few minutes on it at least.
Yeah,
but I am drinking. The Golden Road Mango Cart.
Oh, you're having that again.
Berliner Weiss. Anheuser-Busch bought them last year, but they're out of California. 3.2%, and it's actually a really good beer. It's got some nice natural mango aroma, and then the flavor is you get that nice wheat beer tartness with a little bit of mango at the back. And it's very nice.
2.2? Very nice.
3.2%. 3.2%.
Oh, 3.2. What's better?
Super light. Super light and easy to drink.
Real quick, like, why is it O'Doul's is like 0.05 and it's as expensive as like regular beer?
I don't know. Shouldn't be.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
right. You know, right.
But yeah, I mean the Berliner Weiss
style. It takes malts
yeah.
to make, you know, and it takes ingredients to make beer, and the higher ABV means more malts and more cost. I understand that, but it's just incredibly difficult to make a beer that tastes like beer without having alcohol. See any sense in a $10 6-pack when there's only 0.5% alcohol in there.
I guess it costs money to take the alcohol out because they brew it and then they have to take the alcohol out basically.
Yeah,
they do.
But yeah, to me, I'll drink.
Yeah, but the Berliner Weiss style is a real light style anyway. It's what, Ruben? What, 3 to 4.5% typically, something like that.
Yeah,
no, that's
and 4.5 is actually even high for a Berliner Weiss.
Most of it's under. Most of them are under 4.
Yeah.
So this is right in the wheelhouse as far as what they are. And
yeah, no, that sounds great, man. Do a bond or whatever else, just sitting by the pool or whatever, and you still walk in afterwards. Yeah, that's good.
Yep, very good. So I'm going to finish that up, and then my second beer is going to be another one by those guys, their Session IPA.
Oh, okay.
Which is 4.2%, something like that.
I've tried that.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, I've been pretty impressed. I mean, even though it's owned by InBev, they haven't changed the recipe.
I've had Whip. They haven't changed the recipe.
Yep. It's a good,
okay.
It's a good one.
All right.
Usually I was like, what the hell is that?
So let's get into. I want to get all into Mark's trip here and definitely find out. So. Let's start with let's start with Mark's with your drive and everything, brother. So
yeah,
I mean, when you took off and you left up there, how far did you get before you started seeing, like people on the sides of the road, signs?
No, we didn't. We got up there. I'm going to show you. I'm going to share my screen here. Real quick.
So tell people where you were going. Where were you headed?
Yeah, we were going to place called Rabun County, Georgia, which is about 80 miles northeast of Atlanta, and it was right in the center line of the total eclipse. So it was in the middle of the totality, and because of
How is
that,
that from where you live? How much?
it was about
was
80
your
miles
travel
away.
to get there?
It was about 80 miles
80
away.
miles, okay.
We
Alright.
left at 6 o'clock in the morning. Figured it would take us a couple hours to get up there, and I figured we would get up there way ahead of time, so we'd have plenty. We'd be able to just get in the grounds, get in early, and get sat down. But we got up there, and there was already about a mile-long line to get into the event site. A bunch of people had stayed up, went up there over the weekend and started lining up at 5 in the morning to get in there. But we got in line about a mile out. They opened up the gates to the parking at 9 o'clock in the morning, and by about 10 o'clock we got to the gate, and they're like, well, the main parking is full. You've got to go to the outlying parking and get a shuttle bus. We had to go down the road and down to the park, get on the shuttle bus, and that wasn't too bad. But we got on the shuttle bus and we got to the event grounds about 11, which was fine because the eclipse doesn't start until really didn't start until 1 o'clock is when the first bit of the moon started going across the sun. So we went to it was held on the grounds of a prep school up in the mountains. So it's a huge campus, and they had the whole football field area set off with people to sit. They had a couple big jumbotrons to show live feeds from NASA TV to kind of show the progress of the eclipse across the country. They had some solar telescopes from the local universities there, so people could observe the sun as it was going towards eclipse. And there was probably about 10,000 people there.
Wow!
So a ton of people. And
10,000 people.
And
holy macaroni.
So we got there about 11 o'clock, and it was a pretty.
Mark, were there any people? Now, some of the TV coverage I showed that they showed, some people were dressed up like as aliens, and
I didn't see any of that. I did not. I didn't see any aliens at the eclipse viewing event.
Okay. So there wasn't no like face paint. Like some people were really into it.
No. Did not see any of that. There were a lot of families, a lot of kids, and the weather was super clear first thing when we got there. As the day went on, there were some clouds that were building up to the east, kind of over the mountains and pushing a little bit towards the sun. So at 1 o'clock is when the first little bit of the moon started encroaching on the sun. It looked like Pac-Man kind of eating bites of the sun. And at 2:30 was totality. So it's like, okay, it's 1 o'clock. We've got an hour and a half until totality, and hopefully the clouds hold off. We got to about 2:10, and a cloud covered the sun. We're like, oh crap, we're screwed.
They showed that on a lot of the coverage.
Yeah,
too,
there were some
all
the different points out.
Yeah.
But we sat. Some people actually got up and left, which we're like, why would you do that? You might as well stay and see what happens. And about 2:20, almost 2:30, the clouds broke, and you were able to see the sun, which was at that point probably 95% covered by the moon. And at 2:37 or something like that was totality, and that's when the moon's shadow completely covers the sun. And at that point, you could take off the viewing glasses, and you can just sit and stare at the basically the corona of the sun kind of out coming around the moon. And
was it like Dick Clark's New Year's bash? Was there someone like counting it down and doing all that sort of thing? Like,
no, they didn't do a countdown, but they did. As it got to that point, they did make an announcement. It's okay now to remove your eclipse glasses, because even with the sun only like 1% showing, if you stare at that without glasses, you can go blind basically. So it has to be completely covered. So when that happened, they made an announcement. You can remove your glasses. And we had 2 minutes and 38 seconds of totality, and I'm just blown away by it. The experience was absolutely incredible.
So tell us about totality. Now, was it actually like nighttime? Now, I saw on the coverage some people said they could see stars.
Yep, we couldn't see. There were still some high thin clouds, but we were able to see. I think it was Mercury, and we were able to see Saturn. The clouds, a couple planets were visible. The temperature dropped about 5 or 6 degrees. The crickets started chirping. The tree frogs started chirping.
Wow.
It went dark within a matter of like a second. That last little bit, I'm going to share my screen here and show you this because I did take some images. This is at like 97% covered, 98% covered. Okay. So the moon was coming over from right to left. And at this point, you still had to have a solar filter or the viewing glasses on. Okay. And went from that. This is what it looked like when it went to totality. You were able to take off your glasses.
See, I didn't realize you could look at that directly.
And the only way you can look at that is if you're directly in the shadow of the moon. So you're in totality. Okay. So you took off your glasses, and the picture does not do it justice. The moon takes on, when you look at the moon, it just looks like a disc in the sky. In totality, the moon takes on like a 3D effect. It looks like a 3D globe floating in just blackness with the, with this. And you can see there's some, is that a star up there? No, that's dust. But there's some there were still some thin clouds. But it was awe-inspiring, really. Everybody just kind of gasped. The light went to final bits of twilight. Right over you, it was dark, but if you looked around the horizon, you had a 360-degree sunset all around you. The sky, it was just absolutely, it was amazing. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It was just absolutely incredible. Everybody just went silent. And you could just hear people going, "Oh my gosh, look at this!" So we had 2 minutes and 38 seconds of this, and at the very end, I think I got it. Where is it? I'm going through my screen here. Right at the very end, as the moon passes over, you get this thing called the diamond or whatever. I'm going to zoom in, and this is a little, but you get this little diamond effect that flashes out from the moon from the sun as the moon moves over. And then at that point, then you got to put your glasses back on and see it. We got really lucky because it was obscured by clouds until about 3 minutes before totality, and it stayed on, there were still, you can still see some thin clouds there, but we were able to see everything all the way through. It was just absolutely incredible. I mean, if you ever get the opportunity, 2024, when it happens again, if you can get in the path of totality, it's worth it. It really is. It's just absolutely amazing. So that happened about, what time did that happen? It was about 2:30. So by about 2:40, that was pretty much done. We hung around for about another half hour, and then we, instead of taking the shuttle bus back to the parking lot, we just walked because there were thousands of people trying to get on the buses. So we just walked the mile back to the car and got in.
Yeah, I bet.
And we left at 3:55 p.m. And what took us 2 hours to get up in the morning took us 6 hours to get back at night. Traffic was just stuck, bumper to bumper for 40 miles.
Everybody's leaving.
Everybody, I mean, there were probably a couple 100,000 people from all over that had come into that particular area because of totality. So everybody left at once.
But you took all these images yourself?
Yeah, I had a camera with a solar filter, and then during totality, I was able to take the filter off.
Nice. No, that's cool. Yeah, I heard in that area, the motel rooms and stuff were like $1,000 a night.
Yeah.
It was cloud cover, and I was like, oh man, I'd never keep that $1,000.
Yeah, no,
big
people.
event. You know, the Great Pumpkin is covered by clouds.
Right.
Out of the way for you, and those are some great pictures. That was great documentation.
Yeah, no, it was an completely awesome experience.
Yeah,
The difference between seeing 95%, 98% coverage where you still have to look through glasses to see it, and being able to stare directly at that without glasses and just see everything else around you was just unbelievable.
So, were you able to capture that 360-degree?
I didn't even try to move. I just had the camera kind of aimed in the general direction of where I thought it would be during totality, because I didn't want to waste time. I only had 2.5 minutes, so we just stood around. It is what it is. And just took it all in with our eyes, because I mean there were people that had, high-end video setups and all that were doing that, and I'm like, no, I might never get to see this again. And any image didn't do the whole picture justice. So I just took whatever shots I could get of it with the camera, and then we just took the time to look around. So,
of all the people I'm subscribed to, it's the best images. Yeah, the coolest. I happened to be at a job, so it wasn't cool at all. I did. A guy showed me. You just poke a little hole in a paper, and then you just kind of use it and to kind of shield where you're not looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of it. It's not near as cool as what you did, dude. That was way awesome. That's way cool.
Yeah, so I
caught a little
was
here,
fantastic.
but it wasn't a totality thing like you're talking about.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So, highly recommended. 2024 is the next chance. And for you, Ruben and Bum, I mean, literally, you can go up to Erie and be in the shadow of totality. So,
I was in while it was happening. I was in Somerset yesterday, and you know what? I was so turned off by all the news coverage. I just kind of, stopped paying attention. I was so detached from the whole thing. When I was driving through Somerset, I knew it was coming, but there were people standing outside, their places of work, and I was like, why is everybody standing outside? I had like a delayed reaction.
Uh-huh.
But even when you say, "Oh, it's safe to remove your glasses and look," I don't know. I still don't know if I'm comfortable with doing that because somebody's telling me it's safe. Mark, I would rather just look at your pictures.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when it's totally covered, I mean, you can't see anything through any kind of glass. It's no brighter really than a full moon.
Right.
So that's the thing. But yeah, you have to be very careful. And they had it timed to the second, so they knew exactly when it was going to happen. But
it was cool in Bedford. We had 84% coverage.
Yeah. And see, at 84, even up to 99% coverage, you have to have the glasses.
Yeah, and I used a welding mask because I work in manufacturing. It turned up the whole way, so we looked at it. But even at 84%, if you wouldn't have known that it was a solar eclipse, you probably couldn't have told that it got any darker outside.
Yeah, that's a good point. We noticed it visibly getting darker when it got to probably 90% and beyond. When you had that last little sliver, when it got that point, the light started going down. It turned this weird kind of pastel bluish orange color.
Oh, wow.
Then when
it was only like 30% here, but I if you wouldn't have known it, you'd probably just wouldn't have known. But
no, nothing perceptible light hitting the earth really didn't change until after 90%.
Yeah, it was no more than you'd have just thought a cloud was going over the sun like normal.
And the difference between 99% covered and 100% covered is a 1,000,000%. I mean, there was just that having it completely covered changed everything. The whole perspective changed. The light changed around you. It was just amazing, absolutely amazing.
Something I found very neat was you mentioned the diamond ring that you see with the eclipse. a friend of mine, her boyfriend proposed to her when the diamond ring occurred in the solar eclipse, which I thought was very neat.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I didn't know the
you have
diamond ring
you have
was
about a
an actual
2-second.
thing.
You've got about a second or two. It happens at the beginning when it first goes to totality and when it first leaves. So you got about 2 seconds on either side there where you see that diamond come out.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, so I thought that was very neat.
Yeah, no, it's very well worth it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's got a frame per frame at 1,000 frames per second or whatever. Somebody's got that documented somewhere.
Oh yeah, no, there's people that
definitely
with very
got the
high-end
best
equipment
footage
that
I've seen.
did video.
Anybody I know on the internet. I mean, anybody that I've
So, yeah, it was.
Oh yeah,
It was an amazing experience. So
he had like welding glasses and then 2 other of the filters on top of it, and yours is awesome.
yep. So
Not like it makes any difference, but yesterday was my sister's birthday. It don't make any shit. I'm only jealous of her because she's got a bigger mustache than I do.
so. Yeah, that was the Eclipse report. All I can say is 2024 is only 7 years away.
True story. Then it was just
2024 is only 7 years away. So if you have the opportunity to
2024 the next time, all right.
2024 is only 7 years away.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mark. I appreciate you sharing all that, man. Because that was cool as hell, you know, to be able to go up there and experience that, you know.
Yeah.
I was excited for you. You know what I'm saying? So I was anxiously waiting some sort of post, and then I think you posted something on Instagram.
Yeah, I took I downloaded one of the shots from the camera to the phone and just posted it. So. Yeah, it was well worth it. Even with all the frustration driving home, I was like, well, I'm still trying to process it all in my head, exactly everything I saw, because it was just so surreal and otherworldly. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Yeah.
Good, man. Good. Well, I'm glad to get, you're not, because you're a good friend, and so I was really anxious to hear, from you how your experience was over there, because seeing the coverage of it, it was pretty cool too. You know what I'm saying? But it's still kind of media coverage. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. The thing that was, I mean, it was cool for, anybody to see the, even 75-80% covered. But what was kind of frustrating was they're saying, "Well, I'm at totality." I was like, "No, you're not in totality unless it's 100% covered and you've got that, the glow." And while we were watching it get up to that point, I was like, yeah, this is really cool. But when it went to totality, it blew everything else away. Everything else was still good, but it wasn't even comparable. So it's something that needs to be experienced if you can, for sure.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Hey, Tom and Andrew, thanks for jumping in, man. Appreciate you guys.
I forgot where I watched the videos, but it comes
just got home from work, Joe.
Everybody was like screaming.
And we got Herb Prophet in the chat as well. We've got Pat. Pat's actually in there as well, man. Hey, what's up, Pat? He hasn't been in the Share Beer for quite some time. So thanks for jumping in, man. I appreciate it. Real quick, man, what are you drinking, Andrew?
I'm drinking H2O. Literally just got in the door and out of the car. About a 45-minute drive home from work due to one of the two seasons in Minnesota called construction.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Especially up there, because they're trying to get all that last construction that happens before the deep freeze sets in.
Well, what it is, I'm not sure what they're doing to the Lowry Tunnel, but I think they're reconditioning the walls on both the east and westbound 94 sides. So right now they got the entrance ramp going eastbound 94 closed, so you got to find ulterior exits to go east. And I chose to drive through the bowels of downtown Minneapolis. Had no choice.
And Tom, what are you drinking real quick before we get into the malt liquor report?
I am drinking a Firestone Sticky Monkey.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
That's a hell of a title.
You could go a lot of different ways with that one.
Yeah. I've wanted to try that for years. That's supposed to be really good.
It's not it's very, very good.
I got one thing before the malt liquor report. Mom bought me this, and I had no clue she did until she said, "Oh, here, this is for you. Beer review book."
Oh, I can't quite see it. Lower it down a little bit.
It's a logbook.
Yeah, it's a beer review logbook, and I did a little search online, and they're available at Barnes and Noble, and I think Walmart and Target even have them.
Oh, cool.
It's nothing very, very thick. I mean, you record all the beers and stuff. I can record all the beers and stuff I have on here. And
yeah, a side note about one of those. When I was a monk, I didn't have any TV or internet or anything, so I always used Untapped. But one of my monk friends bought me one of those. So when I got back onto the internet, I could log in all the beers that I had during my year, which was kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thickness of the book that Andrew was showing there, Ruben, that probably covered about a week's worth for you.
I didn't have near the craft beers that I do now when I was a monk. But yeah, you're right.
Okay, so what do you got from us, Bum? This is another much awaited segment here of the show.
Okay.
There's Billy D on the other side today. Wow.
Billy D's on the other side because I realized that with everybody lined up along the bottom, his Colt 45 doesn't always show.
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah.
He's kind of eclipsed by the lineup, Share Bear lineup. And Mark's report was the perfect segue into the malt liquor report because I'm sure this would be to nobody's total surprise. There were at least 3 Eclipse malt liquor videos made yesterday by Steel Worldwide, who just basically stayed inside, which he always does, and watched the network coverage of the Eclipse. Yeah. And Stefan Malturin did go outside and try to project the image onto a piece of paper, and the video is only about 2 minutes long, and he admits that he screwed up the majority of the videos. But we did get the actual physical evidence from Stefan Malturin, and 209 J. Jones did one too that I guess you could kind of call Eclipse related. And it's also a good time to add that the YouTube user Malt Mustang, who I mentioned a few weeks ago, who, in an amazing coincidence, his avatar photo has the Mustang malt liquor can that I own. It's almost an identical can, but I have no idea who this person is. But he leaves very clever comments on these malt liquor videos. Amongst his clever comments that he left yesterday was malt liquor will help you achieve totality. And also, total eclipses are 100% safe when viewed through a ski mask. Okay. So, and there's a few things that can wait till next week because I know you have a very busy show here, Joe. We can go back to the 40-40s challenge next week, but the big news in the land of malt liquor is the ongoing feud between Joe's Arizona neighbor Brown Bag and Lone Wolf 420, who I told you have a major feud going. One good thing about this feud is this has caused Brown Bag to make another video, and it's the last time Brown Bag made 2 videos in a 3-week span. It's probably been a couple years. So he made a video just totally destroying Lone Wolf 420. Lone Wolf 420 came back to him and offered a challenge, which is to do the malt liquor 640 challenge, which is drink a 40-ounce bottle and 2 12-ounce cans. Drink it, do the challenge, post your video. Whoever does it in the shortest amount of time is the winner. The loser leaves YouTube. Shut your account down for 1 year. No posting, no commenting, no making videos.
Jesus.
Wow. God.
They're not playing around.
It's hardcore.
Yeah, and so far Brown Bag hasn't responded, but Brown Bag is known to not be able to chug, and he admits that he can't chug. So Lone Wolf, I think, threw this challenge out knowing that. So there has yet to be a response from Brown Bag. Stay tuned.
Now I see on his channel he's got a Wet Wolf 420.
Yeah.
That was 2 days ago, it looks like, and that's about it.
Yeah, and Wet Wolf is, well, I'll just say this. If anybody decides to watch the videos that are the back and forth between these two guys, these videos are not for the easily offended.
Okay.
Right.
They're both Latino, and the Wet Wolf is kind of referencing the heritage, if you know what I mean. And the one's calling the other Gumby, which is, Brown Bag is calling Lone Wolf 420 Gumby Wolf. And that's in regards to the female malt liquor drinker, Ms. Gumby, who seems to suffer from every known physical and mental ailment known to man. And actually, Steel Worldwide did mention, he said, how much do you want to bet that Ms. Gumby ends up going blind from the eclipse?
Oh my God. When I looked up Steel Worldwide, I get this right here. I get, who's this big guy with the challenge to Steel Worldwide? It looks like 5 years ago. Good Lord.
I don't know who that is.
Looks like a sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
You look at it, I mean, even without opening up the image, it looks like a sumo wrestler to me.
Yeah, I have. Wow.
There he is. Look at that dude, man. Look at that. He's got 240s right there, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he's about to do the 800 Club challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably gonna drink them both of it by himself.
He's tapping the bottles and everything. Look at that. He's.
I've never seen that video. I have no idea who that guy is.
He must be Hawaiian because on his hat it says "Insane Hawaiian."
Yeah.
So he's got, it says the fourth and final time I make a video calling you out to drink 240s of malt liquor in 5 minutes.
Well, I guarantee Steel Worldwide, as much as he can drink and chug, I guarantee he's not capable of that.
Yeah, this cat ain't messing around, man.
No. Looks like a big dude.
Yeah, that is.
He has no neck.
That
he
looks like he.
Oh, he's cracking them both open.
He's a big old boy.
I'm kind of curious at how fast he's going to crush at least one of these things when he gets ready here, because he's not.
How long is the video, Joe?
The video is 8 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen this before.
But yeah, he's okay, here we go. Look at that.
Oh man, he's opening that throat.
That's going down. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Look at that. It's disappearing out of the bottle. Oh, he's not even stopping to get air at all.
Jesus.
Look at that.
There's 30 out. Oh, he's going to belch now.
He's half of it.
Yeah, one breath. This guy's amazing. Look at this guy, man. This guy's killing it. Look at this.
Y'all pausing me out?
Almost gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that boy could drink. Yeah, he's not playing.
He is not playing. Holy.
He could probably drink faster out of a glass too. That's out of a small little.
That's out of the small, right?
That's part of the challenge when they chug, is it has to be out of the bottle because it makes it more difficult. But you know what? Still, 209 Jay Jones, the referee, would be blowing his whistle at this point because there's a ton of Dwarf foam left in that bottle.
Yeah, that's true. You got to get the foam.
Yeah.
Shame.
You got to get the. Look at that. Oh my God.
He's got label out though.
Yep.
It is label out, but there's too much Dwarf foam.
Yeah. Disqualified.
Yeah.
But
this guy. This guy's an animal.
But let's see what he does, because as Falstaff has pointed out, if you leave the Dwarf foam sit there long enough, it turns into malt liquor again.
Yeah, maybe he just comes back to it. You know,
He transforms.
Yeah, those are some big burps coming out of
he's
there.
looking a little ill right now.
Yeah, right now, man, the way that Mickey sits in your stomach, too. Look at that.
Back at it. Bottoms up.
Jesus. Oh, my goodness.
I don't. What is it, Mickey's 8.1? What is it, Mickey's 8.0?
I don't think it's that strong.
No, I think it's like 6.
What is it?
Yeah,
something.
I believe it's 6 something.
But it's so like sickly, like corn sweet. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, it's just got that like.
yeah, it's like drinking Karo syrup almost. It's just not.
Oh, he's probably trashed.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
As
I mean,
he's drinking it, the first one's not going to hit him until he's after done with the second one. He probably passed out.
He's definitely in distress, though. Look at him.
Yeah, he is.
yeah, no, he's hurting now. Yeah, because he's looking at how much he's got left.
He's got about, it looks like about a little bit under half a bottle, I think.
Yeah. We drank a bottle and a half in about a minute and a half. So, I mean, that's not bad. I mean,
the rest of this takes him, let's see, we're at 4:18 right now, and the rest of this takes him till, it looks like somewhere in the 6 range here. Yeah, it takes him till somewhere in the 6 range.
So minutes to get that last.
We'll cut this out right there, but.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that was. He definitely crushed that first one like in.
Oh man, that went down.
That is one big. There's a lot of Hawaiians and Samoans around here, and dear God, I mean, they don't touch a single weight. You know what I'm saying? And man, I mean,
Straight DNA.
Just
big to begin with. Yeah.
Big people for sure. Yeah. So that's hilarious.
All right. Well,
thanks for that malt liquor report there, Bum. I appreciate it, man.
That's it for this week.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Session IPA is gone. I'm ready to go on to the next one.
So what do you got, Mark?
Ballast Point Big Eye.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Which is.
So what do you got? What do you think of the Big Eye?
I think it's really, really good. I need to do an Untapped on this. Have I checked in with this? I don't know. I think I have.
Double check.
This is a good. What's it? 6.2%. It's got a nice. It's filtered. I mean, it's clear, but it's got a nice kind of like golden ruby kind of color to it.
It's not an IPA, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's an IPA.
Yeah.
Oh, it is an IPA. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit darker than what I've.
Yeah, than a normal. Yeah, it's got a little more copper color, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit more copper or red to it.
Yeah.
It leans
Looks
a little
nice.
more pale ale than it does.
Yeah, it's probably
typical
closer
IPA.
to a pale ale than like a true IPA. Yeah, I've checked.
So it's more pale ale than IPA now.
Yeah. I checked. I gave it 3 3/4. Yeah, it's a solid IPA.
Would you prefer Sculpin over it, or?
I think I like Sculpin a little bit more. Yeah, Sculpin's got a little bit more citrus kind of flavors to it.
Yeah,
Sculpin's definitely a different.
It's got more of a. That's like a juicy one. This is more of a hoppy, dry hoppy kind of one. More old school IPA, more of a West Coast, I guess.
Yeah, West Coast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember when the 90-minute IPA was like the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago. It was 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
It's still a good brew, though.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
What it is.
Now they got different here. I'll show the Untapped for this one here. You've got different variants of it too. So some of these I need to try. And of course our Ballast Point expert is Earth, and but you got the Big Wet IPA, the Big Wet Eye IPA, and then the Big Eye IPA with vanilla. You've got it with, what is this,
Montuica.
Yeah, and then the Big Eye with ginger and vanilla.
That one sounds pretty good.
And the part that's cut off there is Carif lime. So it's ginger, vanilla, and lime.
Ooh.
That's a mixture.
And then this is a fresh Centennial hot version of it too. So you've got, it's already a big hoppy brew thanks to the abundance of American Columbus and Centennial varieties. But then they fresh hopped it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's a nice. What did it get? Yeah, it gets 3.74. I mean, I gave it 3 3/4. Yeah. I mean, it's a solid IPA, and the price wasn't too bad. I got it. It was $9.99 a 6-pack. So
yeah, that's about what it cost over here as well.
Horrible. I mean, unfortunately, a few years ago we would have thought $9.99 was too much, but
oh yeah,
not anymore.
Yeah.
18 bucks.
Oh, ISIS cut out Ruben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 180,000 ratings on here. You've got 3.74 bottle caps, 7% ABV, 71 IBUs. So
there we go. I just checked in.
For those of you that are curious about it,
yeah, it's a good one. I mean, Ballast Point makes a lot of good stuff. I mean, I like how they vary all the different IPAs a little bit too. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, maybe they go over the top a little bit, but I mean, all their stuff is pretty solid. You know, stuff I've had has been pretty good. So
oh yeah, it's
gimmicky, but it doesn't taste gimmicky.
They don't tread into Dogfish Head territory with the gimmickry.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Well, Dogfish or Sam Adams, yeah. They, you know, what I like about what Ballast Point does is they take their staple beers, and then they just make these different variants of that beer. You know, so they'll have like, you know, 6 to 10 different versions of maybe Big Eye or Victory at Sea, or you know what I'm saying. Like, I just had Victory at Sea again this weekend. I mean, it's just such a good beer. I mean, well, yeah, I had it during the cigar lounge, as a matter of fact, that I posted this weekend.
It's like a vanilla milkshake almost. Like
it's so just vanilla. It's so cool to kind of take it out of the fridge. And the one that I had on the cigar lounge I did this weekend, I had taken it out, and it had only been out of the fridge maybe 10-15 minutes before I started first drinking it. And then as it warms up, and then I was outside in the backyard, and you know, it's about 105 over here, and so it just really, you know, as it warmed up, the flavors just come in more and more. And that cigar I had was paired. You know, I didn't really know it was going to pair that well, but it was just.
I remember watching your coconut Victory at Sea.
Oh yeah! Oh man!
I went to go grab it from the liquor store. I got the 22 ounce, and I have it in the paper bag, and I grab it by the neck, and it just falls on the ground, smashes.
Oh no!
That's the worst.
Beer death. That's not good.
That's
your
not
favorite
good.
glass. It's just like, it just
you got to get a confession for that, Tom. I mean, yeah, that's
yeah. Do you have?
Forgive me for I have sinned.
Do you have wood floors, tile floors? What's happening there?
Oh no, it was outside.
Oh, it was outside. Oh,
yeah. I went to grab it by the neck, and it fell through the bottom of the bag.
I tell you, man, because I have tile floors, and so if anything hits that, it's just done. It's just, you know,
any type of glass you might as well say sayonara, because as soon as it hits ceramic, you're done.
I'm even careful with putting it on my counters, you know, because I've got you know, stone counters, so I'm even careful with that, you know, especially some of my fine glasses. I kind of purposely place them down, you know what I'm saying, because you know, those surfaces are so hard, you know what I'm saying, that I mean, you could accidentally like just tip your bottle over. The sound that it makes when it tips over, you're like, oh no, you know what I'm saying. You're just so scared, you know, even just from the bottle tipping over on the counter, you know, you get like, oh, you know. That's so
awesome though, because you can drop a can and you can just pick it right back up, let it sit there for 20 minutes, and you're good to go.
Yeah, no, cans, the cans, and it's kind of one of the. I wish Deschutes would can some of their stuff. I haven't seen has Deschutes canned anything yet? I'm not sure.
I'll be lucky.
Do they do their fresh squeezed stuff? Don't they do that? The fresh
they have. I've never seen it. They don't sell it around me.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen. If there was any beer that they sold canned, I would imagine it would be their what is it? The Big Butte or
Black Butte, Mirabon.
Yeah, because that's one of their main beers, you know. But hey, we haven't done this in a little while. I keep skipping it. But anybody have a rant or a rave?
Yeah, I do. If nobody else does.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it, man.
Actually, the last few times we've done this, I've had nothing but raves. I have a rant. I have water leaking into my car under my driver's side carpet.
Oh.
I've narrowed it down.
Sounds like heater core.
Yeah, it sounds like heater core. Exactly.
No, it's only when it rains. Only when it rains.
Okay.
And you know what? I didn't realize it had been going on as long as it had. I went a long time without vacuuming and went to vacuum a couple weeks ago, and it was just totally saturated underneath them. The mat is rotting, but I have it narrowed down now to where it's coming in, not externally, but I see where it's dripping in on the inside. And I'm just wondering if I got a new windshield about 4 months ago, and I'm just wondering if those two things are connected in some way. It's got to be.
Probably. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But in any case, it's going to cost me a bunch of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of damage is under the carpet of the car, too.
Yeah. I would go back. Whoever replaced the windshield, was it like one of the national windshield replacement companies?
Yeah, I believe so.
I would have them.
They probably have like a 1-year warranty or something on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming up on 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would call
coming up on 6 months. But they'll say, well, how do you know it's coming in through the windshield?
Yeah. Well, at least call them, and then you can, if they deny, you can just always raise holy hell, and they might give you something.
Yeah. But in any case, this is not going to end cheaply for me. And so that's my rant, and that's it.
Yeah, car problems can suck.
Yeah,
that's just.
I understand mechanical problems because obviously with machinery things are going to happen, but something like this, I think it's all because our truck kicked up a rock, cracked my windshield, and ever since then.
Yeah,
I got one each, a rant and a rave.
All right,
you done, bum?
Oh yeah, all done.
Yeah, rant did too much yard work yesterday. Right shoulder feels like a mule kicked me from the front and the back.
You need a bacchiotomy?
My right shoulder still feels like hell. And rave is, even though some people might call me nuts, but I actually found a 24-inch 5-horse version of my big snowblower that I'm rebuilding.
Oh,
so it's same vintage, built same year, and hardly used. So it's pretty good. I haven't.
You're going to get more coverage with the 24 than the other one?
No, the idea is in case they don't get the big animal rebuilt in time.
Okay.
It's called insurance, so I can clear out the driveway and the front sidewalk.
That's smart. That's smart. That's very smart.
Now I had forgot that I had these other two stories. Man, there's just so much going on today. But
today is the day.
Yeah, today is the day. Yeah, I just had so much. So this one's kind of important because there's a lot of breweries that have done some crazy labels, but this Mayday brewery faces criticism for beer description issues and apology. What they did was they put a pretty stupid label on there with descriptions of the beer is unlike your best friend's younger sister, the sexy one with a hook for a hand that loves to take late night joy rides and smoke her father's cigarettes, with her pale. They just keep going on with her pale complexion and smooth body. You'll be waiting outside her window to catch a whiff of her light citrus aroma. Unlike his sister's Boro Blonde is legal and won't. You know what I'm saying? What made you think that was going to be okay?
It looks like something a high school freshman would would write down.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
By Bobby, the 14-year-old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even really that clever or funny.
No.
Yeah.
It almost seems pedophile-ish.
yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly
close, yeah.
what a lot of other people thought too. You know,
It's like Stone, how they went to put. I remember reading the first one, "Arrogant Bastard." They had like their whole script and everything. It almost seems like they're trying to like do the same thing, but in their own way.
Yeah, in
much,
their own way.
much less significant way. Yeah.
I think they better hire a different company for advertising or coming up for the descriptions for their beers like this.
This was the summer intern that wrote this, I think.
Oh my God, yeah.
Either that or a disgruntled employee that wanted to quit.
And then we have this
with a
one
bang.
really quick. I thought this was some good news because
Oh,
when do
cool.
you hear Green Flash is about to begin brewing in Nebraska?
Wow.
So I thought that
Okay.
was kind of big right there.
Oh, okay, so that's why we're getting Green Flash. They added a brewery in Virginia. That makes sense. I didn't know that, but we got a lot of Green Flash now that we didn't have a couple years ago. So
Right, so they're going to open a 10,000 square foot facility up there in Lincoln, Nebraska. So,
okay,
man, you guys are going to get some good beers. I mean, out of all the places to build and distribute from, Lincoln, Nebraska, you don't hear that too much. So.
well, I guess it's because well, I mean, Lincoln's big college town, so they'll get a bunch. They'll get a bunch of Cornhuskers in there.
Lincoln's also a railroad town too.
Yeah, that's true, and it's relatively close to highways too, so they can get through the Midwest fairly easily.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's right off of I-80, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they can get to Chicago and Kansas City and St. Louis, Denver.
So it says here the move. Man, I'm about to sneeze. The move reveals Green Flash's long-term strategy to increase their strength as a national brand by establishing regional footholds in key cities across United States. So,
that's the way to do it.
so that's going to bring a lot of jobs.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's one thing we do talk about from time to time with craft beers. It's definitely building local economies, and that's what they're going to do. They're building a huge facility there. They're going to use a lot of local resources from that area as well, bring local jobs, which I'm sure Nebraska could use. That whole area could use. So I've been to Lincoln, Nebraska many, many, many times. You can get a fantastic steak there.
I was going to say, yeah. There's a lot of cattle in Lincoln.
Oh yeah, that's definitely beef country for sure. So yeah, if you're a vegan in Nebraska, I mean, there's plenty to eat there too. But
yeah, nothing like some good Midwestern corn-fed beef.
Yeah, it's kind of like living in Idaho and hating potatoes. You're like, what?
Yeah.
You're like, yo, I can't stand potatoes, man. They suck. You're like, what?
Yep.
So we got Dave G in the chat and Mind and Muscle once again, and then some other stuff happening in there too. But thank you for everyone that showed up in the chat. I appreciate it. Everyone that was in the room here on video. Sparky, of course, he jumped out, but and then we had Ruben. And we had someone else in there, and I was just about to go to him, and then he jumped
Big
out.
Bear. Yeah,
Big
Big Bear
Bear,
was in
yeah.
there for a few minutes. Yeah.
I think ISIS took out Ruben.
Yeah, ISIS has just a vendetta against him. Yeah, they're
His
just
friend, his new best friend.
Yeah, there's not much he can do about that. So, man, thank you guys, man. We had a lot to cover. Man, I was really glad to hear about all that Eclipse news there. So, apologies to all that don't really like all the Eclipse news, but that'll cap it off right there. I hope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Next
saying?
one will be 7 years, so it'll be like it show 780 before we have to talk about it again.
Well, I plan on being here for that show.
I do. I mean, I got it on my calendar. Literally, my Google Calendar has Share Beer out. Although I can go out like 10 years and Share Beer is still there.
Yeah. So yeah, we're now after tomorrow, we are probably gonna have to change our Share Beer schedule because I don't know about you guys, but I got one word: Powerball. Hello, I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? So.
If you win, Joe, you just have to fly us all out for a Share Beer spectacular.
Yeah.
There we go.
Share Bear Spectacular is Share Bear House.
What do they say that thing's going to be like 700 million or something?
I heard it was like 650 million today, so it'll probably be 700 million by them. Yeah.
I mean, what's the lump sum on 700 million?
That must be
probably about 400, something like that. 350 to 400.
The state and the feds have got to get their cut.
Yeah, so you get 400 lump sum. You take 50% of that. That's still 200 million after tax.
Yeah.
I think I could live on that.
I might be able to pay the mortgage, maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
It would be cool. It would be cool to see somebody win it. I mean, it would be really cool to see you win it, Joe. But I hope if you don't win it, I want one person to win the whole thing. That would be,
just like,
and then just follow them for 10 years and see how fast they blow the money.
Yeah, but just like we know someone that experienced totality. Mm-hmm. It would be nice if I could experience the winning side of this deal here and be able to share that experience.
Buy your own
with
damn
you.
solar eclipse.
Yeah, I might be able to finally afford a couple of GoPros. You know, I might be able to finally, just really build my own studio here.
You
for
just
once,
buy GoPro. You're like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, you just buy GoPro. You're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm done with this. Here, set something up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Joe. If I won the Powerball right now, I think I would be setting up a serious slide scanning operation for my dad's collection plus my own. As far as stuff that was shot over the years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be cool. So
Kodachrome.
We'll be changing the schedule, so I'll be in touch with you guys. Make sure to check out the Facebook page, the new Facebook page. Like it and sign up.
What you decide to knuckle down and get a Facebook page, or Joe?
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention it here, huh? Did I? God, that's still another thing. Yeah. No, I didn't mention that, did I? Let me go to the Facebook here.
Damn, Joe, you're slacking.
I know, I got all kinds of stuff happening here, man. Let me pull this up here. So this is the new it's at Joe D Reviews. Yeah, God, I didn't mention it on this show. I think I did on Friday's show.
Yeah, you did on Friday. Yeah.
On the Friday show. Yeah, I haven't. Man, we had a lot to get to.
Joe D Reviews. Yep.
So
Joe D
it's
Reviews.
at Joe D Reviews here. And of course, here's the tamales that I bought Saturday.
Do you have like a tamale lady?
Yes,
you do.
I
miss that so much. We had a tamale lady in both when we lived in Colorado and in Chicago. We'd get the tamale lady, and we don't have one here, and I'm really bummed about that.
Oh, bummed. But I'm not. She doesn't. She's not like a personal lady. I don't know her like personally, but that's the channel right there. So you can finally go to it and check it out. But no, it's just a lady that lives, in the path where I drive, and so whenever she has a sign out there, I know she's selling tamales. You know what I'm saying? She'll put a sign out in front of her house, and so I'm like, yay! She hasn't sold them in a few months, so.
Those are so good. Man, just
they
homemade.
were still warm. You know what I'm saying? When they're still warm like that.
You buy like a whole pack of them, like a dozen.
Yes. Oh, I bought 2. I bought 2 dozen. Yeah, immediately. Yeah, I'll freeze the rest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually about to have some right now.
Tamale time.
Yeah, I won't be able to have them with the beer. Tamales are perfect beer food. But in any case, that's, we finally have a presence on Facebook. So for all those that have been dying for that, I have some information up there. I'm not all noted up on the Facebook. So when you get on there, let me know, comment on there. Let me know what else we need, what you would like to see, so on and so forth. And I'm going to keep trying to post links to the different shows and the videos, and so I'm definitely making an effort to get on there every day or every couple days and do something. So
a quick question, Joe. If the show is going to be canceled, et cetera, will the Facebook page be the place to go, or will you still post that on Google Plus?
Yeah, Google Plus will still be. I might have to end up posting it on both places. You know what I'm saying? If enough people go to Facebook, it might be a matter of, okay, I have to put it on Facebook and Google Plus. Google Plus is still always the place to
Okay, the primary one.
The
Okay.
primary one. I know it's not as popular a social network, but it's definitely where we establish roots.
It's-
Well, the
it's-
cool kids hang
it's-
out. Though.
It's
I mean,
more
really,
popular with me, believe me. I don't care
Yeah.
about anybody else. Google Plus is way more
that's
popular
where the
with me.
cool
Right.
kids hang out.
Yeah, it's definitely where the cool beer kids hang out for sure. So, but I'll probably end up putting it on both places. So, so definitely tune in to one or the other. You know what I'm saying? And you'll stay up to speed. And then of course just YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, there is that. So, all right, guys. Thank you, man. We're out of here. Great show, man.
Yep.
I'm glad to hear all that from Mark and see pictures and hear about that experience. I was really anxious to hear that. So we'll see you guys, man. Peace out.
See ya.
Yeah.
Later. Bye.